What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to episode 152 of the U.S.S. Enterprise D tutorial. I'm Zero Elite, and I just want to thank you very much for tuning in today's episode. If you haven't, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, helping me in supporting the channel. I can't thank you enough for that. And be sure to check out the Discord. I'll have a link in the description below. Right now I'm doing a build poll on what my next ship build is going to be. And that is actually going to be ending this coming Sunday, June the 26th. So if you want to get involved in what my next ship build is going to be, you need to make sure that you come in no later than that previous Saturday, because 12:01 a.m. June 26 or Sunday, June 26th, I'm closing that poll. And whatever ship has won out, that's going to be my next ship build that I do after the Enterprise D. But let's go ahead and jump right into it today. So just kick back, relax, and let's get into it. Today we're going to be adding more detailing and more pinstriping of the outside of our ship. I talk about this a lot, that one thing by themselves isn't going to bring your ship to life. You start layering it on one step at a time. This is where your ship comes together. But you have to plan these things out accordingly and take your time to do it right, because sometimes less is more. Sometimes things that you're adding on may be completely unnecessary. So that's why I like to take my time with the detailing and really think about what is needed to bring out the detail in the ship. Now, the last thing that we were working on was adding in some line work to make the ship look a little bit stronger. That I thought it was a little bit weaker here in the middle with the white, and we changed it to the gray. Now we're going to add in some additional pinstriping with the red. So let's go ahead and jump right into today's episode. Not super long, but not a short one either. We got about 21 minutes. We're going to be going right above our gray line here. It's going to be one up from the half slab, and again, going with our cut line. And we're going to bring this down. Now, we're not going to bring this down the full length of the body, but we want to make it long enough that it adds to the length of the ship. So I think right here, I mean, this could work, but it also might not be long enough. It may not be a bad idea to bring it up to either this cut line or this cut line that's right after the end of the neck, because you want that length, because the length is going to help to make the ship feel a little bit longer, but again, you don't want it to be too long. So we're going to do this in pieces and add a layer, see how it looks. If it needs more, we can always add more to it. If we need to take away some, we could always take away some of it. Now, I was going to do a pinstripe on the underside, but I would actually have to slightly redesign that with half slabs, and I decided not to do that. So we're just going to work on doing the upper side right now. And those of you that have not caught up with the last couple of episodes that I did, if you're just coming to the party, then I have to let you guys know that I lost my save file on Minecraft, so there's just a few things that we won't get a chance to get into on this build, namely the mall, the medical deck, and then the registration for the Enterprise D. But I still have pre-recorded episodes. 192 will be the last episode that I'll be doing on the Enterprise D. So there's still more to come, but I won't be able to do everything that I intended to do for this build. I've been talking about maybe doing a contest to have people submit like a 3 or 4 minute episode, or a 3 or 4 minute clip of their tour of their Enterprise D that they've done, and the best one that is closest to my build, I might actually end up putting that up as a way to have a tour on this ship and talk about it. I haven't decided yet. I'm recording all these episodes at once, so once these episodes do come out, let me know what you guys think in the comments section. If this is something that you want to see, then definitely let me know, and maybe we'll actually do it. So, talking about this pinstripe, right now we're at the cut line right before the end of our neck. That could work. I mean, we could bring it back by one more. I don't think that would hurt it. But it doesn't necessarily look bad the length that it's at. After you add something like this, the best thing to do is just to kind of cruise around your ship and take a look at it. See how it looks from different angles. This is honestly what I do anytime I add something on. I'll make a change and then I let it marinate and just look at it to see if it works, or if it's not working, what I need to change to make it work. These are the things I think about when I'm working on stuff like this. And I've been trying to make a point to just be more descriptive about my thought process and everything that I'm doing, because um, maybe it might actually help somebody. Maybe it might not. There could be somebody that watches this episode and they don't take anything away from it. And I think that would be unfortunate, because at the end of the day, I do try to provide my entire process on which I build these ships and everything that I think about, because it's relevant to what we're doing. You want to be able to think about these things too, if you want to be able to build ships in a similar way. But at the end of the day, you're not going to come away from this tutorial series and be like an expert builder if you're just coming to it a first time. It can take a little bit of time to develop these skills. One of the reasons I feel that I'm good with doing stuff like this is because I've always been an artistic person. So that also helps a little bit. But you can honestly do this and not even be an artistic person, as long as you're a creative person or you have that willingness to be creative. This can be achieved by almost anybody if you're willing to put in the time to learn how to do it. But the ship's looking pretty good. I definitely love that pinstripe of the red. Um, One of the things that you're going to notice, that by the time this thing is done, that there's going to be a lot more red pinstripe on my ship than the real Enterprise D. But I don't think that it's going to be a bad thing. I think that the detailing that we're adding in, it complements the ship. And I think as long as it complements it and it looks good, we can get away with little things like that. Because again, the one thing to remember is that we're not adding in any of our Aztecing, because of the manner in which we built this thing. In order to add the Aztecing, we need a combination we basically would need a full spectrum of colored half slabs to do it right. And we just don't have it. And then on top of that, to do the Aztecing would be a very, very, very long and tedious challenge, even if I had those blocks available. So it's for that reason why I just decided not to do it. But it's honestly made this process a little bit harder, because now we're having to really comb the ship on our reference material to find those extra little details here and there. Sometimes, you may have to hit up a model of the ship. Sometimes, believe it or not, you can get some good detail out of a toy if you can find a, a good looking reference. So really what I would say is that when you're looking at your reference materials, be open to different types, whether it's a 3D model of the ship, whether it's a physical model, or whether it's a toy, or even just concept art. A combination of those things can kind of, if you're willing to do a lot of research, you can find what you need, or at least what you see in your head that you're looking for. That's what ended up happening to me. I had found a toy that somebody had um, customized of the Enterprise D, and they did, a little bit of pinstriping and red of the ship, and it looked fantastic when I saw it. I was like, man, like I can add this on my build here, and it would solve a problem that I had with detailing, and bring it out just a little bit more than what I had going on. Because before we started adding in all this detailing on the outside of the ship, the Enterprise D was pretty plain. And even right now, like we're adding in something that we're really, really missing, and that is our windows. And it sucks too, because this was one of the things that even once we get up to 192, there was more windows I was wanting to put in, and there was more stuff I was still wanting to do. Like I said, we had, even after episode 192, I was wanting to work on the mall. I needed to start and finish the medical deck. I needed to add more windows on the outside, and I needed to do the registration. Um, So, it's just one of those things that it's basically a crap sandwich that we're being faced with here, but it's not that bad that it would have been if I hadn't recorded all this content. I'm thankful that I did this, but you know, um, going forward, I've been saying this now that I think my builds I'm going to be converting over to doing them on PC, but within the same format that I'm currently doing them right now with no mods. Now, with that being said, I would probably, with me switching over to building on PC, is going to give me a lot of advantages because I'll be able to do things that I couldn't do on the Xbox. My main reason for wanting to do this, though, is so I have an assurance that I'll never ever lose my Minecraft save file again. And I just won't have to worry about it because cloud, I'm telling you right now, don't trust the cloud. Um, if for whatever reason you're switching to a new console or whatever, back up your save on an external device so you don't make the mistake that I made and lose 3 years worth of work. I honestly can't even believe I did it, but I trusted the program or the software that was in place that I wouldn't need to, and I made a very, very big mistake. I should have checked before I erased my old Xbox is what I should have done. But I can sit here and beat myself up all I want or just move on with it. I'm just trying to move on from it and be a little bit smarter. But on top of the fact of being able to back up my world externally, there's other things that I'd like to be able to do on Minecraft. I really want to build in a world where I can utilize the ray tracing. Now, one of the reasons I had actually originally got an Xbox Series X, because supposedly the Series X can handle ray tracing. For whatever reason, Mojang decided, I guess, to take it out of the version for the Series X, which is actually very, very disappointing. Because, like, I loaded up Minecraft on the Series X, and, like, I had a lot of expectations with it. Like, I was like, okay, like, because I've seen what the ray tracing looks like on my computer because I've ran it before, and I was like, all right, like, the render distance should be a lot better, and I should be able to access the ray tracing. And honestly, I didn't get either one of them. Like, the draw distance was exactly the same from my 1X to my Series X. And I'm going to criticize Mojang / Microsoft Studios a little bit. Like, what are y'all doing with Minecraft? You guys have a fantastic game here, and I wish that they would stop working on all these standalone versions of Minecraft and added more content to the original version that we're playing right here. The worst thing to ever happen to Mojang, I think, was it wasn't even them getting bought out by Microsoft. I think it was them or the kids getting really, really excited to play this game, and that huge flux of kids coming in playing Minecraft, and then all these different packs that you can buy. Just my opinion, I think hurt the game's development because now it's almost like they don't care about this version of Minecraft anymore. It's kind of unfortunate because like I was very disappointed when I saw this version of Minecraft that I was playing on my Series X was basically the exact same from the previous console. And if they had updated things on Minecraft for the new console, I would have actually maybe have paid for it. But I don't know. Maybe they will. We'll see. Another problem I've actually been having is that for some reason I can't get Minecraft Preview to run on my Series X. I can get it to run on my PC, no problem. But for some reason, when I try to run the preview on my Series X, it tells me that I don't own the game, and it tells me that I need to insert the disc. I actually had a problem even downloading it. It told me the same thing. That I didn't own the game. It wouldn't let me download it. I actually had to download the app for Xbox on my phone and download it that way to my console to even get it. And I've looked online. I haven't been able to find anybody that's had this problem. So if you're having this problem and you've solved it, please let me know in the comment section what you did to get around that. I'd love to know. But from what I have been finding online, apparently people have been having a lot of problems with Minecraft on the Series X. I'm not really sure why, but hopefully they'll get it fixed. But you know, all of this is just more reasons on why I've just kind of decided that PC is where I want to go as far as where I'm going to be taking Minecraft in my channel in the future. There's just going to be so much more I can do with it, and I think it'll be more stable than uh, what I have available to me right now with the Series X. Um, and you know, there's a lot of cool stuff coming on my channel. You know, I'm going to keep talking about it until these episodes come out. But you know, we've got our next ship build poll, which is probably going to be Voyager. So again, remember that you've got until Sunday, June the 26th, to go on my Discord and vote on what your next ship build that you want to see me do. If you come in that Sunday or after, I'm not taking any more suggestions. But I think it's pretty much safe to say that it's going to be Voyager at this point, and if that's the case, I'm really looking forward to building that ship. I think it'll be a lot of fun. But even after Voyager, once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we've got the Star Trek Beyond Enterprise A retrofit that we'll be doing a full tutorial on, and then we've also have a short tutorial that we'll be doing on a real model of that ship that I'm having that built as we speak. I'll have that in the beginning of July, and I think you guys can probably expect maybe episodes of that coming out either sometime in July or August. I've got to figure some things out before I do that, because I've got to get the supplies that I need to prime the ship, paint it, and then get the decaling in the scale that I need it in to add the decals on. And then on top of that, I need to decide how I'm going to record this. I can probably do it from my phone, but there might be some trial and error where I might do some tests before I do that. Basically, I want to avoid having to buy like a fancy camera. And if I can do it from my phone and it's of high quality, then I might end up doing that actually. But we'll play that by ear. More to come on the live scale build tutorial, but that's something that I'm definitely very passionate about, and I think will work within the channel, because at the end of the day, it's still building something that's nerd related. It's not in a video game, it's in real life, but this is something that I won't say that I'm an expert in by any means. I'm probably a novice compared to some of these people that I've seen videos on that do build these ships, but I know enough about it, and I've been building models my whole life, but within, you know, the tail end of actually doing it in detail and painting them, I know enough to where I can make something that looks good. And that's kind of why I want to hop into it, because maybe that's something that I don't know if it'll be something on a consistent basis, but every once in a while, when the need arises, like in this case that, you know, we're going to be painting a full scale, not a full scale, but a scaled down version of my Enterprise A that I had paid somebody. I found a graphic artist online, and I paid them, or a 3D graphic designer, and I paid them to do a 3D model that I could have printed. That's basically what I did. Now, I don't know if I'm going to make this file available. I actually haven't had anybody ask me for it. But if this is something that you're looking to get into, not even to buy my file, but if like you have a ship design that you want to have commissioned into a 3D model so that you can get it printed, I can tell you right now that you're going to have to spend a little bit of money to have it done, because you have to look at it in two steps. You're going to have to pay somebody to design it if you don't know how to do that yourself, and then on top of that, you're going to have to pay to have it printed. So all in all, I probably spent close to maybe $300 on everything altogether, which you're probably going to say is a lot of money, and that I may be out of my mind for even doing something like that. But I mean, in all honesty, this was something that I, you know, casually on the side just put a little bit of money aside, and honestly, it wasn't a big deal. It really wasn't. And it's something that'll be a lot of fun to do, and then I'll have that model forever. You know what I mean? Now, am I in the future? Am I going to be doing this all the time? Definitely not. Um, but you know, you never know. There could be another ship design down the road that I like so much that I want to have that 3D printed as well. Maybe I'll do that too. Or maybe what I might do is maybe buy a model of a ship and paint it and decal it and go over the process on how to do that. That could be a thing also. I don't know. But there's going to be other things coming up on the channel as well. Um, as we get closer to June of 2023, um, you guys can expect more videos on Ark Survival Evolved. Um, especially with Ark 2, that'll be a game that I'm going to be definitely doing videos on, tutorials on builds, on house builds, farms, boat builds, you name it. I'll be doing stuff on that, and I might actually start, I don't want to say might, I will be doing at least some boat builds for the regular edition of Ark Survival Evolved. And I'm actually really looking forward to doing this because the boat designs I'm going to be showing you guys when I do these are boats that I used to sell when I had PvP servers, and they sold actually pretty well. They sold quite well and they performed. And there's some tricks that you can do to make a really kick-ass um, ship on Ark Survival Evolved, where not only it looks like a boat and it looks like a cool boat, but it functions. Um, so definitely keep an eye out for that. That'll be coming up in the next couple of months. I don't want to put a date on it, but I just say as we get closer to Ark 2 coming out, you can expect me to start doing more videos on that as well. So I mean, going down the list, we've got quite a few things coming up on my YouTube channel. I'm really looking forward to it, and slowly but surely, we've been building up this channel. We're slowly but surely reaching a point where I believe right now we're at 689 subscribers, which isn't too bad, all things considered. I've only actually been doing these videos now consistently for the last couple of years. That's not bad at all. I'm actually kind of blown away that my channel has grown the way that it has in the last couple of years. Um, it's kind of exceeded my expectations because I didn't think that anybody would be interested in these tutorials, and I turned out to be completely wrong. Because like it's one of those weird things, like you never would necessarily think like, yeah, starships in Minecraft. Like maybe you guys had the same thought that I did, because like when I got in Minecraft, like at first I was like, okay, like this game is alright, but it could be cool, like maybe building things on here, and I just started to think about some things that I could make, and eventually the Enterprise just popped in my head, and I was like, man, like that would be really difficult to make in Minecraft. It would be awesome. And I don't know why, maybe just the fact of the challenge that comes into it, but I've ended up having a ton of fun building these ships on here. And that is going to bring me into Starship Evo, because I know I have subscribers that are looking out for that. It's been several months since I've had a new Starship Evo build out, and just to give you guys a quick update on that, my status hasn't really changed on that. I'm just at this point waiting for the developers to get the game to that next progression point to where I want to get back into it and play it. Because I kind of feel that, you know, the game, it's fun, but once you get the ship going, there's not that much to do. I'm waiting for the option to be able to roll around and explore the universe. Um, if you want a great example on how to do something like that, watch the new gameplay for Starfield. Um, Starfield is what No Man's Sky should have been, and it's something that the developers of Starship Evo should maybe be looking at as far as what they could add to get people excited about that game. Being able to explore different planets, building your own ship, interacting with alien species. This is something that people would get into. but they could do it on a much larger scale than even what Starfield is going to do. Anyway, that's going to wrap us up today. We're out of time. I just want to thank everybody again for tuning in today's episode. I hope everybody has a happy and safe week. And of course, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, helping me in supporting the channel. See, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself there, ready to close out the episode when I'm even talking about the rest of my stuff. Um, and of course, my new subscribers, don't forget to hit notifications on. Even my regular subscribers, make sure you're subscribed. I've come across a glitch on YouTube that you think you'll be subscribed to somebody, and for whatever reason, they unsubscribe you. So if you're coming on, taking the time to watch my episodes, just double check, make sure that you're subscribed. And if you can help me out, share my videos, I definitely appreciate it. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. Definitely love hearing from everybody as well. But anyway, yeah, that's going to wrap us up. I just want to thank everybody again. And of course, let me know, what did you make of Minecraft today? Let me know in the comments section. I'll catch you guys in the next episode.